Ever since my freshman year of high school, I've had a burning passion for agriculture. Ag, FFA, and my advisor have made such a huge impact on my life that I hope to someday return that favor to a student by having the same effect on them, while teaching them the importance of ag, that fact that they do have a place in the ag industry, and that they can make a difference. As a student, I want to get an on-campus job and get as many internships as I can in the ag industry, in all fields. I also want to meet those that work in the industry so that in the future, when I get a job, or I'm trying to get a job in the classroom, I can use them as a reference or a contact. I hope to be able to also use them as a resource if I'm trying to prepare my students for a CDE that I'm not as proficient in. I want to learn everything that I can while I can at school and be involved as I can so that I have the better knowledge when I get into the classroom and can help my students out more. While at K-State, I want to take a diverse range of classes and focus more on the classes that I'm not specialized in, like the animal science classes. That way, when I get my own classroom and I'm teaching my students, I'll be able to teach them better in all areas, and when I go to prepare and coach them for their CDEs, I'll have a better knowledge of what I need to coach them on. I want to teach my kids about ag in any way possible, whether it's through classroom, through a lab, or through a hands-on project. I want to take them on field trips to meet those in the industry and learn all the opportunities open to them. I want to help them realize that there's more to ag than just farming. I want my students to be very involved in the community. I want them to give back and realize that there's something bigger than themselves. I also want to give back to the community myself by teaching them about ag in our program, whether it's through a meeting or a banquet or just a classroom type activity. I want to have a symbiotic relationship with my community to where if I help them out, I know that they'll help me out. I myself want to teach in a traditional classroom, but I want to make sure my students know that there's other options in which they can inform people about agriculture, whether it's through extension or through some kind of advocacy. To me, Ag Ed is anything that teaches anyone about any part of agriculture, whether it's in the community, in food science, in the classroom, in horticulture, in agronomy, animal science. This is a big one for me because FFA has made such a huge difference in my life and helped me break out of my shell. I want to encourage my students to become involved and experience all the opportunities available to them. I want them to take on leadership roles even if it scares them a little, because otherwise if they don't, I know they're going to regret it. I want to help them find their voice and become the best they can be. I want to help my students find an area that interests them and go with it. I want to help them find a job in that area and have them compete in that CDE. I want them to gain experience in that area so they can use those skills later on in life and in their careers. Even though they might not have a career in that, they'll at least gain valuable skills that they can use later on in life through other activities. I want to teach the future generation of agriculturalists, those that have a passion for ag and are willing to give back to the chapter and the community. I want to teach those who are willing to put in hard work in their coursework and in the FFA program. I'd prefer to teach in a small school in a small community, where I can have close relationships with the faculty, the public, and the students. I'm excited to get into a classroom and start teaching kids about ag, FFA, and the opportunities available in each. I'm excited to start making a difference in their lives, just like my advisor did in mine. I'm nervous about not knowing all the material I'll need to know when I start teaching at the start. I know it's not possible and that I don't need to, but it's a concern with me. I'm also nervous about asserting myself with the students, given that there's only a few years of age difference between us.